What's good, everybody? This is your man, Derek Owens Jr. This is the Central Ohio High School Showcase, bringing you some of the top athletes from Central Ohio and across the nation. With me today, two very special people to me. I'm a big track guy, Camden Bentley from Gahanna, Lincoln, the hurdle queen, 100, 300 meters state champion, defending state champion, and from Pickerington Central, Troy Lane, the state record holder in the 100-meter dash, 10:25, absolutely amazing. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Y'all all right?
Yeah.
So, let's kind of get into it. Indoor season, you guys are both coming off, historic outdoor seasons as juniors. Now you come back for your senior year. Cam, you really put some work in indoor with about 4 meets. You got the chance to run at the Armory, right? You
Yeah.
set a state record in the 60, but just take me through what the indoor season has been like and some of the experiences that you've had so far.
Yeah, I think a big thing for me was my mentality, because physically I'm fine, I know what I'm doing, but my mental state can really mess me up, especially in hurdles. So, and at a big meet like that at the Armory, it was just really important for me to be there mentally and get it done. And I think I've kind of succeeded in that area too.
Absolutely. But I want to stay in the Armory for a moment. Explain to people that are going to see this what the Armory is, the kind of competition that's there. You actually ran against professional track athletes. Just talk about how the Armory is set up, where it is, New York, right?
Yeah, New York.
Go ahead.
It's actually on the 3rd floor, so you have to like go up a lot of stairs.
So it's in a big, tall building?
Yeah, big tall building.
Wow,
So, and we
okay.
warm up in like a hallway, and the ground is all tracked and warm up in the hallway. And it was just crazy because you're just warming up with all these professional athletes, and I had to kind of keep it cool, like not fangirl too much, but
Right.
yeah, so there's a lot of pro athletes there, and I was like one of 4, you said?
Yeah, I think
4
one of
high
3 or 4 high
schoolers.
schoolers are
Yeah,
running the meet.
yeah.
And just take me through it real quick, right?
Okay.
You get the warm up in, and now you're about to run, right? Line up 8, 9 lanes with these professional athletes. Just what is that like for a high schooler, knowing that this isn't really going to make or break you like it would them, but what's the experience like in that race?
Yeah, it was crazy. I just kind of thought to myself, like, I have nothing to lose. Like, I'm not expected to win this race like I am at a state meet or something.
Yeah.
So I've got nothing to lose. Just keep up with them and just do my best.
It was absolutely awesome. You ran on national television. That was crazy, right? And Troy, right? Not a lot of indoor meets, right? But a couple. And the last one, pretty eventful, I would say. You ran the 60 meters up at Akron, ran a 6.7. That's one of the top times in the nation. Just talk about your preparation or what you've been going through in the indoor season as we get closer to outdoor.
Yeah. So basically, I've just been trying to focus on my start. My start has been like bad. Like, all my race is always bad, but that's kind of like the focus point I try to have, like going into that race. And that was like really like the first race I really executed, like having a good start. And so I feel like that's like what made me drop a good time.
Now, do you plan on having a lot more indoor races, or was that kind of the peak and now you'll go ahead and continue to train and get ready for the outdoor?
I think I'm running like nationals, but other than that, it's just nationals. Yeah.
Cam, you'll be a nationals as well?
Yeah.
So good luck to you both. I'm sure you're going to have outstanding performances there. Maybe a national record for you. We heard it's about 6'5", but from somebody that's not from Ohio, so we got to research that.
Yeah.
And Cam, possibly another state record for you. Let me ask you this, both of you. When you hit the track, even on this indoor circuit right now, are records in the front of your mind? Do you know that you are in the peak condition that allow you to go out there and, set another state record?
I kind of not, like, I try not to focus on records, like, right now, just because, like, it's so, like, not, like, far out, but, like...
You still got some time.
Yeah, just not the time to focus on it. I kind of focus on, like, what I need to get better on right now before I think about, like, the records. But my coaches always remind me about the records, so it's never, like, out of my head.
Right, of course. And Cam, you've been setting records, so what about you?
I think I know I'm always in the condition for one, but I never really think about it. I just think more technically than a time.
So let's go back to outdoor. Troy, not necessarily a slow start, right? But you're racing against one of the best sprinters we ever had here, consistently, always in races with Justin Brown. You get to the regionals, you beat Justin Brown, and then off to the state where He doesn't run, Justin doesn't, but it didn't stop you from an amazing performance. 10:25, the 100-meter state record, right? Which was like a 10:47. So you completely smashed it. What was that like, and then how did that impact the recruiting in the summertime?
So going into state, I didn't know what to expect just because I knew Justin wasn't going to run. I kind of felt like if I was going to break the state record, I needed someone there to push me.
Mm-hmm.
But my coaches always knew that I could break it. They just didn't think I'd break it unless I had a good start, which I didn't have a good start. I just came out and just ran. But running that 10:25, that's kind of like what kind of like boosted my recruiting process. I was getting recruited, but it wasn't like nothing like crazy. And so when I ran that 10:25, that's kind of like when all the schools kind of like came to me.
Absolutely, and it was a great meet, 21:09 in the 200, and one of the historic walk downs that we'll ever see in a 4x100 meters. Cam, incredible state performance, record in the 100-meter hurdles. We haven't got there yet in the threes, but we'll get there. And then also running on the relays. But I just want to kind of talk about your career. It's been totally dominant, like one loss in the state track meet. Just talk about how that has been, and knowing that you're leaving a legacy as maybe the greatest hurdler we've ever seen in Ohio.
Yeah, because I haven't, I guess, lost a bunch of races, it does kind of put a lot of pressure on me, but I try not to think about it so much and just keep, like, what's the word? Competing with myself. In a way.
Absolutely, yes. That is a competition.
Yeah.
Her name is Cam Bentley.
Yeah.
So we get through the summer, you know, Cam, you make your commitment to Kentucky, the Wildcats, you know what I mean, and then Troy not far behind. Did you guys have any communication with each other about the process, what it was like down at UK, the coaching, and how this was going to be a good fit for both of you? Go ahead.
We didn't actually talk that much during it, but I think, yeah, we just kind of talked about if we had both had the same experience at Kentucky.
Yeah. I wanted like, she had one of her visits already, and when I went on my visit, I wanted to make sure I had got like the same experience she had got, just to like make sure it wasn't like just a one-time thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she kind of confirmed that, I knew that was the place for me to go.
I mean, Kentucky is on fire right now. Sid McLaughlin, Abby Steiner, I mean, but just those two, to name a few. But the connection to Central Ohio, obviously, is Abby Steiner. Have you two been able to, you know, kind of reach out to her, ask her what her experience has been like as far as the coaching, what she experiences as an athlete? And for you two, it's going to be big NIL and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, Kentucky really is the place to be. But what about that connection with Abby, Central Ohio, Kentucky, track and field, put it all together? How was any talk with Abby?
Yeah, I talked with her a little bit. I haven't really had the chance to have a full conversation with her just because she was actually at Milrose too, but we were kind of just on our own mindset and everything. But just having that person there from Ohio just makes it real. Like, we can do big things too from Ohio and make some noise.
Absolutely. Same for you?
I've never met her. When I went on my visit, she wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's definitely been a big inspiration as
Yeah.
far as track and field and that connection. So, what's the expectations this year, right? When we get the outdoor, I don't know how many races that you need to run necessarily, but when you have an opportunity to run in this final state meet, right, it's going to be jam-packed. Everybody's going to be expecting something phenomenal from you both. Talk about what you would like to accomplish going out at that final state meet.
So for me, for the 100 meter, I want to break the national record to 9:98, and I also want to break the 200 meter record to 20.48. Just to go out with those like records that I feel like that'd be like the biggest accomplishment I could have in high school.
Yes.
And then also I want to like, lead my team to a state championship as well.
The defending state champs. When you talk about the 200, I think a lot of people were kind of, you know, shocked by what you ran in the 200 last year. I feel like it's a possibility for you. You know what I mean? The 2048, already going 10:25 in the 100, and a national record in the 100 would just be unbelievable. 9-9 for my guy right here, T. Lane. Cam, when you think about finishing it out, right? these last couple races, your teammates have been so good. You know what I mean? You have other great sprinters on your team. And I call it all the Gahanna Track Club affectionately. It's almost like a professional team over there. Just talk about what that's going to be like. Not only the emotions of your senior year, but really going out here to, you know, take care of business, 2 more individual titles and possibly 2 records.
Yeah, we're definitely set higher than we were last year for the state meet, so we're gonna go for that state championship again too. My team has just been really great, and we all work together really well, and I think in the end we all come together and do our part, so it'll be really great. And I'm just there to have fun, set more records too, but
Of course, yes.
yeah.
It's always fun. Always fun out there with you guys. Let's talk academics, right? You wouldn't be in this position to attend a university like Kentucky without the proper academics. So what are you studying? What do you know, ultimately, what's the goal academically to set yourself up for the future, track and field or no track and field?
I'm going to Kentucky for engineering, aerospace engineering.
Aerospace engineering.
Yeah.
Right, talk to me, let's go, come on.
So basically, I always had like a dream of like working on in space, not like specifically in space, but like things that go in space. Obviously after track, but that's just been like a big interest for me. I want to work on like telescope stuff, like look into space and like look at like planets and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
The moon, the stars. What's going on out there? Cam, academically, talk to me. What do you want to study in college, and you know, what's the goal for yourself?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm going in nursing just to see what I like. I do know that I want to go in the medical field, so start out in nursing, maybe athletic training or something like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk about coaching. You both come from outstanding programs. Coach Roach over at Pickerington. You guys have a lot, but Coach Whitaker is, you know, he's the guru over there. But just talk about the impact of being in a program, not a team, but a program, having that camaraderie, the coaching, and just what that's meant for you in your career over at Gahanna.
Yeah, Gahanna's had a huge history of track success and everything, so I was really blessed to be on that team. And it's good to have a person that has a lot of experience in the past of state championships and really high-level athletes, so it was just really good to have that mentorship in my life.
Absolutely, and your trainer as well.
Yeah.
Let's give some credit to Jordan. He's one of the best hurdle coaches in the country. Let's talk about, you know, how he has developed you over time, maybe where you were as a freshman to where you are as we sit today.
He's seen a huge change in me since freshman year to senior year. We've had some tough times, but he's really helped me through it and opened my eyes to like what I can actually do.
Absolutely, and great technician, and the state champion and All-American himself, so
Yeah.
you guys can really relate to what's going on out there.
Yeah.
And Troy, again, Roach and Mr. Green comes over here recently in the last couple of years, and we've talked before about you and, you know, just how you go about your business, but just talk about the Pickerington Central culture.
Yeah.
A lot of state championships, football, basketball, track and field. Just talk about what it's like to lead your team to a state championship and be recognized with other big sports, they call it.
So basically, like going to school like Pickerington Central and like them always winning like championships in different sports, it's kind of like the expectation for each sport. So like that's kind of how our like track team is like programmed. We all have the expectation of like we're supposed to win, and like that just kind of like makes us work harder towards like winning, basically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a 2-sport athlete as well. You know what I mean? Your freshman year was the state champion, the last one, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So a ring there and a ring in football as well. And right now, I want to kind of move on to family. Your family has a historic athletic background. And then Cam, you know, your parents, you know, as soon as you're done racing, they got the video up, the support is amazing. But Troy, I want to start with you and just talk about the legacy, you know, the foundation athletically that your family has had, and how that inspires you to, you know, take your craft to the next level.
My family's always been like supportive, even when I didn't like play sports up until 7th grade. They just kind of like told me about their past, and like sometimes I get like discouraged just because I didn't have the opportunities that they had. They just like tell me like that it would be coming. At the time, it was just like hard to believe them, but like now that I'm here, I kind of like look back and like think of all the things that we've done, and like the advice that they've just given me up to this point.
Yes, you got an uncle to play football at Ohio State, actually, but two, or uncle and a cousin.
Uncle and my grandpa played at Ohio State.
And uncle and grandpa played at Ohio State. Omar Lane, who's now the track coach at Tiffin, he was a phenomenal sprinter and football player at Hartley.
Yeah.
So the name Lane
Yeah.
rings bells tremendously, football, track and field throughout Ohio. And, it's just great to be a part of that. And just talk about the support mom and dad, travel, and just what they've, sacrificed for you to get here today.
Yeah, they had a lot of support since the beginning when I was in gymnastics too, and it kind of grew when I quit gymnastics and moved on to track.
Don't quit
But
track.
yeah, so I'm really thankful for that. My dad does always have the videos up. He's always there. Yeah, me and my dad are pretty close. He's my lifting coach, I guess you could say. So he's along for the ride too, and they're really happy and proud of me too. So I love that.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Well, for me, I just want to say to both of you, it's been an absolute pleasure, right? Like, very rarely does, an area of a state get to see, like, what you two have accomplished, right? And just to be there and witness it firsthand has been absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see. It's already been good indoor. I can't wait to see what you guys do to finish off the outdoor season. And just one last thing on Kentucky, right? When you get there, right, what's the expectation going in? I know you haven't finished high school yet, and I know that it seems far off, but it's really going to be sooner than later. Do you have the expectation going into college to say, hey, I want to make the nationals, or I want to run this specific time? Just talk to me about what the mindset is once you are able to step foot on campus. Go ahead.
I actually haven't thought that far, but I was just going to have that year adjust to the program and everything. It might be a lot different than what I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously run fast and get stronger, so just adjust to their program.
Absolutely. And Troy?
For me, my mindset's kind of just to be the best, like be like everything, school, athletics. I kind of don't want to come in, just want to come in and be that guy, basically. There's a whole bunch of guys on the team that would kind of run similar times to me.
Yeah.
And kind of just want to show coaches they didn't recruit me for no reason.
I do the research. You know what I mean? I know where you fit in right now in the nationals, in college, both of you. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a great end of the year and a great beginning future for both of you. So University of Kentucky, you got two outstanding young student athletes coming, and we're grateful to have them here and be able to see their career, and we'll love to see them at UK as well. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you so much. I'm sure this is the last time we'll talk. You know what I mean? I'm sure we'll chop it up again at Jesse Owens Stadium in June.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm Derek Owens Jr. for Cam Bentley, Johanna Lincoln for Troy Lane, Pick Central, D.O. Jr. I'll see y'all on the scene, man. Be good. Peace. We out.